I wanted to share with you some of the bags that got away when trying to find them pre-loved on the used market. So the methods that I use for trying to find a bag is usually Vestiaire Collective. There's another brand called Codoni, and that is in France, but usually they have a huge tax. So basically I only use Vestiaire Collective when shopping for pre-loved luxury. So when you're dealing with pre-loved luxury on Vestiaire Collective, usually what you have to do is barter with someone by making an offer. So they have their item listed for a certain price, and that price could be either a little bit under retail, it could already be quite reduced, or it could be the same amount. And the seller does have the option to either let the buyer give a bid, or if they can just add it straight to bag if they don't want to have any bids. Usually a seller will be open to a little bit of an offer just so that they can help to get their bag and meet halfway with the buyer. I do spend quite a lot of time shopping in my spare time on Vestiaire Collective, trying to find pre-loved goodies that are no longer wanted in somebody else's closet. I do make offers here and there, and sometimes if I do not want to lose or miss out, I will just go ahead and add to cart. Most of the time I am bartering, so let me tell you some of the bags that I have missed while waiting and not getting the perfect offer, why and what happened. So this goes back to the start of the year. I was looking at Lady Dior's. Now Lady Dior's are one of my favorite types of handbag. I absolutely adore them, and I have now considered myself a collector of the Lady Dior bag. I do have a few now in my collection, but it hasn't been an easy road collecting all of them. So the first bag that I wanted to get was the Lady Dior in the small size in the fard color. At the start of the year I was quite fond of the fard color. However, when I made an offer on the bag, it was rejected. I think the bag was listed for about $3,000, and I made an offer and the person rejected. A couple of days later, I think they had a few more offers, and the bag was actually offered for less than what I had and accepted. I don't know how this works, but maybe the seller just got a little bit impatient and wanted to get rid of the bag. This bag was under $2,500 that it sold for, which is insanely good. Now, since there's been great price increases, so you probably wouldn't be able to get a brand new bag for this price anymore. However, at the time it was still really good, and I missed out on this bag. Another Lady Dior bag that I missed out on was the gradient blue bag. So I think they had two variations, one in the grey gradient and one in the blue gradient. Now I saw this one in store and I really loved it, but once it sold out, I was quite upset that I couldn't purchase it anymore, so I went to the pre-loved market. What I found was that a lot of these bags were selling for quite high, so $3,500, and I would make an offer on them and they would probably get rejected. So I remember keeping my eye on a blue gradient, and this was actually not anything to do with a rejection. I was just sleeping on the bag thinking, oh, it will still be around. So it was about a Friday when I saw it, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to wait until Monday, and if it's still there on Monday, then I'm going to make an offer. Well, just to my luck, on Sunday evening it was sold, and I have not seen a blue gradient bag come back on the pre-loved market since. This also happened to me with the grey gradient bag, except this was a little bit more of me making an offer and somebody else making a better offer. Now, something you'd find about the pre-loved bags is that if they are at a pretty good price, it is worth putting in an offer and just dealing with it as soon as you can after it's listed, because a lot of the people who list it for a lot lower than what the others do are people who actually want money for the bag and want to get rid of their bags. So if you find bags that are quite highly priced, then the person is happy to wait. They usually don't want to negotiate, and those are the type of people who are just seeing what's going to happen with the bag online. They don't really want the bag anymore, they just want to see what the offers are. Now, a lot of people will also tell you that the rates that Vestiaire Collective charge you can be quite high, so they don't want to go below a certain amount, and this is reasonable because Vestiaire Collective make a commission on each purchase. However, some people really do want to compromise, and they're happy to meet you halfway and make a really good offer for you. The last Lady Dior bag that I missed out on was the burgundy one. Now this is one that is still currently in stock at the house of Christian Dior. It does sell for $4 grand. Now that the price increase has gone up, I do not really consider myself just leisurely spending on a bag unless I really do love it and want to add it to my collection. So if I do see something on the pre-loved market that I do love but I wouldn't want to spend retail price for, then I will try to negotiate with the seller. So another bag on Vestiaire Collective, this seller was actually in the United Kingdom, and I was talking to her, and this was the first time that I wanted to offer to meet in person with the seller, because this will help with fees and I could negotiate a lower price. I know this sounds absolutely wild, but I'm a good old-fashioned meet in person type of person. I used to do it back in my hometown, buying phones or, you know, buying clothing, going to garage sales. It's not really something out of the ordinary for me. However, in London, I can understand that it might be a little bit more scary. So what I offered was, I think, $2,500 for the bag, and the seller was quite happy with this because she wouldn't be getting the commission fees taken off her from Vestiaire Collective. However, after about a day of talking to her and planning a scheduled meetup, she said, you know what, I don't think I want to sell the bag anymore. I have noticed that it is going up and up in price, so I think I want to hold on to it for a little bit longer and just see if I can fall in love with the bag again. I was completely understanding about this. I understand that, you know, you can change your mind when you're selling something. You realize that maybe it is a bit more special than you thought it was, and she wanted to keep the bag. So as much as I was a little bit disheartened about it, I was also very understanding, and it made me feel like, you know what, maybe that's a sign I didn't need that bag. So anyway, that is my story on all the bags that I've missed the opportunity of buying on the pre-loved market. I would love to hear your stories if you have any, whether that be good or bad. I would love to hear what your stories are. So please like and subscribe this video, and I will see you in the next one.